Ralph, today we're going to talk a little bit about life away from football. You've got a selection of cards in front of you.
Oh my God. My first day here. Oh my God.
Southampton have got their man. Ralph Hasenhüttl is the first Austrian to manage in the Premier League.
I had a little bit much weight, I think. I don't think I was nervous. I was a little bit really motivated when I was coming here for this new challenge. My God.
The English media.
The English media, first time met them. Yeah, I remember very good this press conference. Oh my God, I wanted to zoom it up. It's not working. It was the first press conference very tough for me because the first time in English definitely had a problems to understand the questions, and even then finding the right answers it's not so easy. I think I managed it quite well for this. Here in Southampton we're a little bit under the radar, so the work with the media is not that big like it was in my last club. In Leipzig I had much more to do, what I don't need, because I have then more time for my team and for develop our game. And this is what I definitely prefer, and I love it here, that you have this peace and this calmness. Let's move on. What is this?
So this is you in Sprinkles, which is the place that does ice creams in Southampton.
Yeah, I remember. It was with the Saints Foundation. Eh? I know that I have my diet in the summer. I have definitely lost weight here. I look very young, very slim, and very healthy. And we met some interesting people and could bring some joy for the young lads and for the Saints Foundation. It was a nice afternoon. And the longer I'm here, the more I love it. It looks different than at home, not so proper everywhere, but I like the street art and everything. Meanwhile, it's typical English. And meanwhile, we were yesterday evening when we were walking through the city, we were speaking about that and how when you're here for a long time, you really love it, that it's not so clean, so sneaky, so it's a little bit the character, yeah. And this is really what I absolutely enjoy. And I always say you feel home where the people understand you, and that's the reason why we feel home here. Yeah, this was the same day, yeah.
Talk to us about the importance in your mind of representing a club that is at the heart of its local community.
Absolutely, and you could feel it at that day, and also every day when you go in the stadium, that people are so thankful for what you deliver and for what you give them every weekend. On the other side, they give you a lot because they care so much about what we are doing, and this is fantastic. This relationship is such a positive, giving energy, and why we feel so good in working here.
Is that a message you like to spread to your players as well, what it means to the people?
I spread this message very often because they should never forget this. This is the reason why they get the money they get, because they bring so many people so much joy and so much fun.
And we can see the competitiveness never leaves you.
In every sport, in everything you do, you want to be competitive, and winning is always nice, eh? Okay. Oh yes.
So the academy.
Academy, yes. It's a pity that it's not often enough that I can watch them and watch games from them and be there. Maybe in the beginning I tried really to give them the support and show them the way that they should go and that they should get a chance up in the first team to play. A lot of players had a chance to make their debut since I'm here, and finding a little bit back to the way what is Southampton Football Club about. This was the positive of the pandemic, if you want, and of the first lockdown, that we had time to work on this, that we have time to concentrate on this playbook, because it was a big challenge for us, for the analysts, for the staff, and we used a lot of energy for doing something for the club. And I think meanwhile we see the fruits for the work we have done.
In terms of the playbook, I mean, there will still be fans that don't know exactly what that means. Is that all about your way of playing, moving it down through the age groups?
Yeah, this is so a little bit our philosophy, our signature, how we want to play, that no matter what dress we wear, what shirt we wear, you know that this is for Southampton Football Club. The active way of playing, the high pressing, front foot way of playing, we should be recognized for. And this is something that is a character now for this club.
So this is hobbies away from football. I know you like your cycling.
Yes, I definitely do. In the mountains even more. Mountain biking is something of what I really like to do. I also go sometimes with the bike to the training and home again from the ocean village to here. It's quite a half an hour to ride with the bike, and it's a good workout after the session in the evening or in the morning. I also like to go swimming or running or sometimes playing golf.
Unfortunately, we don't have a picture of you playing the piano.
In my tower, I don't know if everybody likes it, but meanwhile I have such a repertoire that it's not always necessary to play the same song, you know. So yeah, it's good to get rid of the stress some moments, and I like it absolutely. Especially in the winter months when it's dark outside, it's even nicer. In the summer, you spend more time outside and then you don't play so much. But in the winter time, I think it's a very good hobby. Yeah, just spoke about it. The passion for a lot of people in England, and it is a beautiful hobby, I must say. Something you can really forget everything from what you have done during the day. And I like to go with my wife, go out there. She doesn't play, but she goes with me, and we have a time together. We can speak. I play some balls and enjoy the beautiful courses out there, the beautiful landscape. It is fantastic to reset and to get stress out of you.
Some people, like myself, golf makes me more stressed.
You shouldn't do it. I mean, as long as you hit the balls quite well, it's good. But you're right, it can be also sometimes really frustrating. I think you have to accept at one moment that you will never swing like Rory McIlroy. If you do this, then it makes much more fun. I still cannot watch my swing. It's still awful to look at, but it's getting better. And like always in life, you have to work on everything.
So what do you play off?
Don't tell you. Sets me under pressure. Don't want to do this. Okay?
I tried.
Around 10 maybe it's possible.
Another sport we haven't mentioned yet is tennis.
Yeah.
I know Oriol Romeo he thinks one of the best players in the squad, but you still beat him.
Absolutely. As long as my hip is okay, I can definitely play some good stuff there. And it was one of my most favorites when I was young. It was very long that I tried to also become a professional tennis player. But then I decided to play football, and so because my father said, you are not a single sportsman who has that passion to do it alone. I'm better in a team. I'm more a team player. And then in the end, I never stopped playing tennis because I love this sport. Really, it's beautiful.
Is it true you speak to Dominic Thiem a little bit?
Yeah, sure. He's a Chelsea fan, and was one time inviting him to a game, and he's injured now for a long time. But I had a few meetings with him, and we had a few times together. And hopefully one time I can watch a game live, and Wimbledon would be great. Oh my God! That's surprising.
Tell us who it is.
This is my older son. I have two sons. One is playing football. The other one is working in the fitness business. And yes, he's also a striker. He's now playing in Austria, in the first league in Austria. He was also working for this club one time as a scout for us. Yes, it was important for him to learn. And yeah, he's absolutely enthusiastic football fan. The most critical guy for me, in what I'm doing. Give a lot on what he says. I'm looking forward when he's playing once again. So he had a very, very awful year with a lot of injuries, but hopefully it comes to an end and then I can watch him back. Would be good. Oh.
Fashion choices.
Yeah, the summer comes back, so normally you should go back to some. No, I was in the summer. I thought after 2 years wearing the tracksuit in the pandemic, not only on the football on the training pitch, also at home because it didn't go anywhere. So I was definitely wanted to get rid of it, and this was the reason why I dressed myself in a different way. I can speak about the choice from the trouser. The thing is that especially when the weather's fine and the fans are now back in the stadium. I love the way that some managers are dressing in England with the suit. It shows the respect from the game.
Will we see another summer wardrobe?
Let's have a look. I don't know yet. So the finally last one. Oh yes, the beautiful mountains. I love to be there, definitely. It gives me a lot of power. The nature, the calmness, the mountains, the snow. As we are walking here around the beaches where we have the beautiful cliffs and everything, we love being home and being in the mountains and enjoy the nature and get energy.
Is this what life after football looks like for you?
Yeah, still a way to go. So not looking too early about what happens afterwards. Hopefully have the peace then and the calmness to enjoy it also, because you never know what happens then, and you never know how much you miss what you have done the last ages. Hopefully you have also the strength to say that's it and do some things that you are missing all the time and don't want to speak too much about it now. It's still a job to do.
Just finally, last question, what would you like your legacy to be when that time comes? Hopefully many years from now, but what would you like your legacy to be as Southampton manager?
Good question. You see that I haven't thought about that because I have not immediately an answer for this question. They should remember me as one who really cared about the club and tried everything to make this club better from every minute he was working here and from the first moment on. And it would be great, gorgeous, if we get something silver for showing for the future. And we know that this is not normally what you have to aim for as a Southampton football club, but never impossible. And when it's a mission impossible, we also look for this. And finally, for me, success is always when you give the people some massive moments, where they remember, and then we have something where we can both remember. This is great.